Hi, everyone. Welcome to this year's Corporate Deep Dive. We're thrilled you're able to join us. I'm Declan Fox, Corporate Product Management Director at D2L.
And I'm Lindsay Darris, Senior Solutions Engineer here at D2L.
This year's theme for Fusion is our learning transformation, and today we're going to talk about some D2L product capabilities that can increase the impact you make on your learners and improve your operational productivity. We're going to spend a little time today talking about learning transformation, both in terms of how learning has already changed and how it needs to change moving forward. We're going to talk a little bit about what we call high-impact learning experiences, and then we're going to explore several D2L solutions that can increase the impact of your work. One of the best parts of my job is meeting with you all and learning how such a diverse set of organizations are transforming how the world learns at all life and career stages. You help people achieve more than they dreamed possible. You deliver impact. You prepare people for work through apprenticeship programs. You advance the standards of your profession or trade with professional development opportunities. You develop new skills that prepare people for a rapidly changing workplace. And you provide education to the community in a wide range of causes. So thank you for all that you do. As some of you may know, D2L is celebrating its 25th birthday this year. And as we reflect on that, we're deeply grateful to work with almost 500 customers, including associations and institutes, publishers, training organizations, corporate L&D and customer education, governments, and nonprofits. You deliver a wide range of experiences to your members and learners on Brightspace, including self-paced and cohort experiences. And your customers are both individual learners as well as other companies and institutions. The world of work is changing quickly. For the first time in history of 5 generations in the workplace. Workplaces look different, skills look different, and knowledge is growing relentlessly. And as work changes, so do the requirements for learning to support that work. This applies no matter whether workers are getting started or are later in their careers and refining their craft. From our conversations with customers like you and listening to the market more broadly, we've identified 4 key trends in workplace learning. First, learner needs and preferences are changing. Gone are the days when high-quality learning was offered to the chosen few rather than the necessary many. Now the expectation is that learning needs to be flexible and accessible so that people can access learning when they need it from wherever they are. Second, learners need autonomy to set their own learning goals and choose how they learn. This all has resulted in a demand for new learning modalities. Those 1 to 3 day workshops have given way to shorter form content, blended learning experiences, on-demand resources, as well as the formal course experience. Now, the second trend that we're seeing is an increased focus on skills. Employers and learners alike are looking for more than content from learning experiences. They're looking for experiences that produce tangible skills that can support their career growth. These first 2 trends then create pressure on those creating learning experiences. The demand for personalized experiences combined with rapidly changing knowledge make it much harder for traditional methods of instructional design and development to keep up. And finally, we see an increased number of employers working directly with trusted associations and training organizations for high-quality programs that go beyond content libraries. So there's a lot of change happening within the world of learning, changing learner preferences, and a relentless need to do more, faster, and with fewer resources. And that means that learning strategies need to adapt. What we know from the research is that skills diminish over time. We know that the half-life of professional skills is estimated to be around 5 years, and it's getting shorter. Tech skills decay even faster. And there are 2 elements at play here. First, knowledge becomes quickly obsolete, and second, skills decay quickly when they're not put into practice. And this ties back into what we talked about earlier regarding those trends. Now, this all connects to a second finding that many traditional approaches to learning development failed to result in significant change in performance. Only about a third of learned skills are applied a year later, but it doesn't need to be this way. Dr. Michael Leimbach at Wilson Learning did a meta-analysis of the research a few years ago and found that by intentionally designing learning transfer into the experience, you can dramatically change the outcomes. Each of the bullets on the lower right here resulted in an average 20% lift in transfer. Now, I haven't listed all the interventions here, But if you put them all together, performance can improve by almost 200%. So the takeaway here is that if you want your learning to create impact, you need to design for impact. Now we're going to talk about how you can deliver that impact through what we call high impact learning experiences. So what is high impact learning? At its core, it's learning that makes a difference. It's user-centric, it's connected to the preferences and needs of learners, it's directly connected to your business goals or strategy. Your learning strategy needs to support your business strategy. And it's grounded in the principles of adult learning with high-quality instructional design that results in experiences that are personalized to the needs of learners. But it also needs to be sustainable and fit into the defined workflows that emphasize productivity and efficiency. And finally, you need to measure what matters, using data to improve learning effectiveness and learner success. The D2L solution is designed to support these high-quality, high-impact learning experiences. At the core is an active learning approach that moves beyond passive content-only experiences to include elements of practice, feedback, and discussion that are crucial to making sure learning sticks. Interactive experiences can help foster social connections between learners and ground communities of practice. Programs be aligned to standards, competencies, or skills frameworks. You can meet learners where they are with technology that makes it easy for learners to access learning. And finally, you can generate those actionable insights through tools to help measure, track, and recognize skills development. Together, the D2L product family can help unlock learning as a catalyst for growth with a single end-to-end solution that starts with your vision and delivers results. Okay, enough talking. Let's see some product. We've seen a ton of new functionality during Solution Spotlight today. Lindsay, can you help us understand these new features and context?
Absolutely, that's why I'm here.
Okay, so let me throw a scenario out there based on some of the conversations we've had with customers. Now, let's say I'm an association executive. Does it need to be an association? I think this applies to multiple segments. Now, let's say we've done some member research where we've found that more members are working remotely or hybrid, and many are facing challenges with time management and productivity. Now, I know we created a course on productivity a few months back. I think there's some good content there, but the course isn't performing as well as I had hoped. So I have a challenge for you. I'd like to revamp the course. I want to make it more impactful. I need it done by the end of the quarter. And I need to be able to measure the impact of the changes you're making. And by the way, I'm hoping to charge $300 for it, so it better be good. What can you do for me?
All right. Well, those are some solid asks, but it's piece of cake. It's easy. I've got some ideas already. I'm so excited to show them to you today. So first, what we're going to do is we're going to elevate some of our content. We're going to use Creator Plus practices, and we're going to use AI to kind of kickstart those practice generation. Then I'm going to streamline assessment creation, and I'm going to generate some additional discussions to really start to drive that sense of collaboration in the course. We're also going to deliver personalized, scalable feedback using AI-powered practice tools. And we're going to add some extras. So things like homepages, surveys, awards, just to kind of drive that additional engagement and that high impact. And then you also asked for measurable results. So we'll make sure that we've got some relevant dashboards and some cards using our insights, dashboards, and analytics builders to show you. So you ready?
I am. Let's do it.
All right, so we're going to start with this content page here. And this content page, I'm going to edit it because this content page looks great. It's beautiful, it looks interactive, but one thing that it's missing is it's missing some practice elements on it. So you can see as I scroll through this, I've got lots of cool things on here, but I'm going to add a practice here right at the end of this page. And before, I may have to think of the practices in my head, and I can go here and I can go ahead and add them. But now I've got these cool sparkles, which means I can use AI to help kickstart this practice generation. So if I go into multi-select here, I can go ahead and generate a question. And you'll notice this is specific text from that content. Maybe I want to include everything except for that one part. and I can go ahead and generate that question. We're always protecting your IP in the sense that we're not using any of your content here to train the model. And we're ensuring that we keep humans in the loop, because as you'll see, when this question is done generating, I get to rate it. I get to say if I think it's good or not. I can regenerate or I can discard it. And I can scroll down here and say, okay, all of these look good, except for maybe this one. I don't want that one. And I can go ahead, insert that. If I go ahead and save and close this, then my learner now will have an impactful practice when they're looking at this content. Next, we're going to have a look at discussions, because I want to generate some discussions. I want to start to foster that sense of community in this course. And I want to give the learners a sense to collaborate, to share stories, case studies, even industry trends, anything like that. So I'm going to quickly just create a discussion. And here too, I'm going to have AI that can help me generate a discussion topic really easily. So I'm going to generate some discussion ideas. I'm going to generate 3 of them. And it's great. I can choose anywhere between 3 and 5. I can generate as many times as I want. And it really just helps give me ideas of the types of things that I might want those learners, whether they're employees or whether they're mentors, to be discussing. And there we have it. We've got our discussion ideas. So I can explore these. I can figure out which one I want to include, and I can go ahead and insert that. And really, within a matter of seconds, now I've added a piece of practice to my content to really elevate that, make it more modern and interactive. And I've created a spot for those members, those employees, those learners to chat about those content that they're looking at. One more thing that I want to do is I may want to create a video assignment for this particular course. And video assignments are great because they provide that authentic spot for the learners to practice communication skills and collaborate with each other. Until now, we had auto analysis, which provides feedback on things like tone, tips and tricks, that kind of stuff. But it was more generalized feedback, and you may want that. But now we have smart scoring, and smart scoring is really awesome because I'm able to generate learner objectives here. So I have some text. This could be an article. This could be something from the internet, or it could be internal text to me as well. And basically what I'm doing here is I'm telling the model what I want it to evaluate the learners on. So I'm helping that AI coach, and it's going to generate these objectives and then criteria within the objectives to evaluate that learner. So always we're keeping humans in the loop. So I'm able to look at all these criteria. Maybe I don't like that particular criteria. Maybe I don't like this objective at all. And I can hit OK. And now when learners move through this, they will be getting specific targeted feedback to them based on what I've told the AI coach to coach them on. So there's lots of things that I can do. So let's see what else I'm going to do to this course here as I'm working away for Declan on the assignment that he's given me. So I'm going to create a homepage here. I can easily add widgets. I can move them around. I don't need any coding expertise whatsoever. Here I am also creating a survey to get some feedback from those learners to make iterative changes along the way. And then I can also add an award to a course. And awards are great to introduce that element of gamification and also automate that credentialing process. And I'm ready. Declan, are you ready to see?
I am. Let's see it.
All right, let's do it. So I'm going to show Declan, my account executive now, this big, beautiful, more impactful course that I've built for our members. So our members here now, Declan, they're going to start on a homepage. And this homepage, we didn't have it before. We just went directly from a landing page into content. But this homepage that I've built now helps build that sense of community and helps increase that sense of engagement for the learners. You can see these are the widgets that I added on that homepage. So we have this visual table of contents where the learners now are going to be able to easily see their progress throughout these 4 modules that I've built. They can flip these tiles over and they can jump right back in where they left off. I thought it was also a good idea to include an activity feed here to have that social media look and feel where I can collaborate with my fellow members or my fellow learners even before I get into the course. So this particular activity feed is asking me to share my productivity hacks. My hack is that I like to work with my dog. She just makes me more efficient, my dog. Or I like my dog. That's fine. We'll post that. That's good. I also included an instructor widget so that those learners can put a face to the name. They feel like they're part of the course now. And then, of course, we have awards for that element of gamification. And for us, Declan, on our end, this awards tool is going to help automate that credentialing process and help save us some valuable time. So, Declan, you asked for increasing engagement. You asked for high impact learning. What do you think about this first landing page? Is it hitting the mark for you?
I think it looks amazing. We should raise the price.
Great. Let's do it. Let's do it. You haven't even seen the content yet. Let's look at the content. We'll see what's in here. So when I go into the module here, you'll notice it's an immersive experience for the learners. As always, it's nice, clean, modern, bright, like Brightspace always is. I have this page on boosting productivity, where I have this hotspot, which is fully accessible, where I can click around and I can understand what's going on in this busy environment when I'm trying to increase my productivity. I've got flip cards. We've also got carousels. We've got click and reveal, all different things like that. So that now this learning is much more active. I'm engaging with the content here, and I have this practice at the end here where I can check my knowledge, see how I did. Oh, I did great. So now I feel confident as a learner that I can go ahead and I can move on to the next step. Next, we're going to look at discussion. So this is the discussion that I built. And when this loads, you'll see, oh, look, people are already contributing to this discussion here. So we've got this discussion board on work-life balance where people are posting videos, and they're even posting personalized videos. So this is one of our members here, Courtney, and Shirley, and she's already participating here. And it's great that it's captioned not only for accessibility, but maybe I'm doing this, I'm busy. We know our members are busy, they're on the go, and these captions can help me if I'm in a loud environment or if I'm working next to my partner who's sleeping or my child. So it's really great, these discussions, to kind of increase that level of collaboration and allow our members to share some stories too. If we look at this video assignment now, me as a learner, I'm going to be able to go in and I'm going to be able to see those objectives right off the bat. So I know up front and center what my learning objectives are. And remember, these are the ones that we generated with AI. So now the learner is going to get some targeted specific feedback based on these once I submit. But before I submit, I probably want to scroll down and I want to practice a couple times. And we know that practice makes perfect, but practice doesn't make perfect if you're practicing the same mistakes over and over and over again. So what this tool allows us to do is it gives some feedback along the way. You'll notice this one is red, so it's probably not very good, but let's go into the detailed analysis and see what happened here. So I had a lot of filler words. I was speaking a little bit too slowly. I can review my whole transcript here. I even get some tone tips. So the tone is really good for me to have a self-reflection moment. Perhaps I wanted to be more informative rather than persuasive. And so then on my next round, I really want to start to hone in on that. And then tips and feedback now are specific to what those objectives are that we set out in this course. And I even have some examples so that I know what they're talking about when it tells me that I did well, or maybe I didn't do very well because I was lacking some clarity. So if I go ahead, I'm going to film that again, and I have that here, and I can film as many times as I want until I'm ready to prepare my submission and go ahead and submit that. When I submit this, this is going to be automatically smart scored against those objectives that we set out. And look at that, practice does make perfect. When I'm getting that feedback and that coaching along the way, I got 20 out of 20. So let's say we're done this course, but before we do, we probably want to capture some feedback or some ideas of how our members, how our employees, how our learners are enjoying this course. So a survey is a great thing to have either at the front or at the end or both, so that we can use it afterwards to make some iterative changes. You could see the course was engaging. I don't know, Declan, what do you think?
I think it's amazing.
Is the content impactful?
I think so.
Assessments authentic and transformative?
We're there.
And Lindsay's the best SME and her boss Declan should read this? I'm just
I
going to click that one. You don't even have to comment. And with that, we are done this course. So we get to a nice congrats page. Congrats pages like this are a really good spot to start to promote those next steps that you want your employees or your members or your learners to take. So perhaps you want to encourage them to enroll in a new course, and we can link back to our catalog where they can purchase the level 2 of this course for, $700 this time. Maybe they want to explore industry conferences like Fusion. But maybe they also want to celebrate their achievements. And we're going to do that right now. I'll show you what this looks like, Declan. So if I go to all the awards that I've earned as a learner, you can see now I have this productivity badge here. And the beauty about this badge is that not only do I feel good, I've got that sense of gamification, maybe a little bit of competition because I've earned this, but I also have the ability to share this to my profile, to social media like LinkedIn. I can create a public link to this award as well, where it's clickable, it's verifiable. I've got my description, criteria, and evidence. And all of these awards are based on EdTech certifications. So Declan, that's our really quick walkthrough of the course. You asked for engaging, you asked for high impact. What do you think?
I I also asked for insights. Where's my data? How do I know this is going to do better than the last one?
I thought you'd ask that. We want some measurable results, right?
Yes,
You
we
want to
do.
see what's going on. All right. There's lots of different ways that we can get data and analytics in Brightspace. Probably most of you watching this are familiar with our data hub, where we can get that quick hit of data. We can pull it out anytime we need as a CSV format. But we also have this insights portal, which has pre-built dashboards to help you answer the types of questions that we know that you might have about how people are adopting the system, who's engaging with what, how the assessments are doing. I'm just going to show you one for today. This is our adoption dashboard. And this adoption dashboard is really great because I can see system access over time. So I can see what days of the week or what months are most popular for activity in the system. And if I know that everyone's on this system on Monday morning, maybe that's the day that I'm going to release that new activity feed and get people talking about it, collaborating. I can also see who's engaging with what courses, like who's accessing which courses when. So you can see that could be very valuable, especially for the associations out there that perhaps I see that this leadership course, it's not doing very well. And I probably want to do one of two things. Maybe I want to uplift that course as well. Or maybe I just want to sunset the course because it's not really worth our time to keep working on that. All kinds of metrics that we can get out of this, anything like tool usage, and all of these are filterable, and you can see that the dashboards are interactive as well. So our dashboards are great for answering the most common questions, but we understand everybody's different. Whether you're an association, whether you're employee training, nonprofit, even government, you all have your unique questions that you need answered that may be outside of these dashboards. And we've got you covered for that too, because we have this analytics builder. And what this builder allows you to do is it allows you to ask specific questions that will be useful to you and get visualizations, reminders, and notifications based on that. So for example, this dashboard may be really good for employee training. For employers, one question that they often have is, are my employees completing the training that we want them to complete? And this dashboard here looks at awards over courses. I can see professional development awards here too. I can see my completion rate, and I even see a list of all the people, and I get to see who has completed what. Perhaps if you're an association, this dashboard is going to look completely different to you. You need to understand your member needs in the moment. You need to understand that you're offering what your members want, not necessarily what you think they want. You want to drive additional engagement and purchases. So the dashboards here are going to look completely different for you. You can build these dashboards yourself, or you can partner with us and our data experts to build it for you. So, Declan, these are your measurable insights for the results of that high impact and that transformative learning. Does this kind of hit the mark for you?
I think it does. I'm looking forward to the results.
Awesome. Cool. Well, I'll pass it back to you then.
Great. So just recapping what Lindsay showed us here. So we walked through how to elevate your practice content, streamline assessments, deliver personalized, scalable feedback, build engagement, and unlock powerful data-driven insights. Now, before we wrap up, I wanted to briefly talk about the new D2L for Association package that was announced during Solution Spotlight. So we developed this package based on feedback we've received from associations customers, and it includes all the great capabilities we have today in Brightspace Core. It adds data capabilities through the insights dashboards that Lindsay just showed us. So those will allow associations to measure the success of their learning programs and de-risk program development with easy access to actionable data. And finally, it includes access to the continuous professional development tool, which can help members who want to track their professional learning activities. Now, that's all we have for today. Thank you very much for joining us. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Bye.